क्षीरमामृतात् यो रुद्रो अग्नौ यो अप्सु यवोषधीषु यो विश्वाभुवना तस्मै रुद्राय नमो अस्तु। ओम शांति शांति शांति। Om Sri Sai Ram. It's so incredible to be starting the new year with an Atirudram offering and then starting the Veda class in the new year with Chamakam. Do you think any human being plans this? No human being can plan this. It's the incredible grace and the compassion of the Lord. Who knows what should be done, when should be done, why it should be done, how it should be done, and who should it be done by. Remember this very clearly. It's the Lord that knows what should be done, why it should be done, how it should be done, how it should be done, and by who it should be done by. And that is the reason why we are starting 2012 with Chamakam, but actually starting the new year with the conclusion of Atirudram. I have to tell you but nothing but the truth, that the Lord from here decided to come for 11 days of Atirudram because of the Diksha of learning the Rudram by devotees. With how much love and compassion we offer to his feet, he bounces it back a millionfold. Like a Parashuvedi, it's like a amplifier. So the reason why Bhagavan not only chose to come from Sacramento to Atirudram, but all the flowers, the garlands, everything that were made during the course, majority of them were planned by him to be offered from Sacramento also. Is it that flowers are not available in San Jose? Why he chooses to do that? Because he chooses, if one person asks, that's what I was explaining in Atirudram, the person that made garlands for Krishna when he comes to Madura, his name is Sudama. People translate Sudama as Kuchela. No, that's not correct. Sudama is the person that made garlands for Krishna when he came to Madura. And then when he came to Madura, accepted the garlands were so beautiful, Krishna accepts them, and Krishna says, you have made such beautiful garlands, I am so sorry I cannot come to spend much time with you because I have an important business to take care, which is Kamsa and Chanura. So then he said, ask me a boon, what should I offer it to you? Then he says, Nee Padakamala Sevayu, serving only your lotus feet. Nee Padarchakulatodi Neyamu, companionship with those that worship your lotus feet. Remember this, very important. Companionship with those that are focused on serving your lotus feet. Nitanta apara bhutadayunu, infinite, abundant compassion towards all the beings in the world. Tapasamandara, the one that fulfills those that yearn for you. Makudayase yakate, please bestow that for me. This is the boon he asked. He didn't ask, I am after all a flower garland maker, can you please take care of my stock options and 401k, everything, so that the next 10 generations of my family will be abundantly happy with all the rich. He didn't ask all of that. What he asked was always the opportunity to worship his lotus feet, always the opportunity to be in the companionship of those that worship the lotus feet. Infinite, abundant compassion and love. This is what I want from you. Then God said, yes, may that be bestowed upon you. And that garland maker came back as Vishnu Chitta, as one of the Alvars called Periyalvar. And his lifetime he made garlands for Sri Ranganatha. Lifetime he made garlands for Sri Ranganatha. How much incredible love he had shown. One of these days we will do the Nama Sankirtanam of all the Alvars and Nayanars also. I am waiting for him to take charge because this is just not fully charged yet. And once what happened, even when the king, he says you go tell the king about how to live a life when he is coming back. Palland, he sings this incredible thing asking God to live forever and ever and ever to show his love upon the entire universe. And now you can imagine, brothers and sisters, if you make one garland for Bhagavan, he will give you that much and more. If you offer one flower at his lotus feet, he will give you that much and more. What an opportunity it is to make these garlands for God. What an opportunity it is to sit before God in the companionship of so many people. 11 days to be able to chant Rudram. 11 days. One Rudram is enough to sanctify your life. 11 days to be able to chanting with everybody around you. That is the grace of the Lord. Now after all of this, how he had chosen to start the new year with Chamakam. So, Chamakam. Today is auspicious day for Shiva, Vishnu, everybody. Because today is Pushya Masam Paurnima, which is one of Dhanurmasa Paurnima, which is a very important Paurnima for all the Vishnu devotees. And it is also very auspicious for Shiva. And of course it is auspicious for Shiva. Otherwise he wouldn't have chosen this day to start Namakam, right? In retrospective analysis is always great, but to be able to think, first of all you have to be open. You can't be planning all kind of stuff, and you have to have some plan, but you should put it at his lotus feet. Oh God, you drive it. You are the driver. I am the passenger. Once he is the driver, what you do is you don't try to tell the driver directions all the time. That authority is there only for the woman. And the men should have the compassion to listen, not tell them, yeah, I already know. No. Okay, but that is a different driving directions from this one. When God is driving, he knows what signals he has already passed off your life. He also knows what signals are going to come. He also knows where exactly the speed breakers are. And most importantly, he knows where to take you. So, give the keys, let him drive, enjoy the ride. Enjoy the ride. Otherwise, how it would sound like is if you ask the God, why did you slow down? Then he says, oh no, there was a speed breaker, that's why I had to slow down. Then you ask the question, why didn't you honk? Okay, that's the kind of stupidity with which we will tell him how to drive. He will be thinking, what you fellow, what are you talking about? The speed breaker in life is put because of something else. It's okay if you are 10 minutes late to the destination. It's bound to be that way. So, what it happens is, the Chamakam aspect of it, lot of people think that this Chamakam is asking God, give me this, asking God, give me this. That is one interpretation. Cha me means, may that be mine. May, cha me. May that be mine. May that be mine. May that be mine. That is what chame, 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 chame means. That's why it is called the Chamakam. Okay? Now, what is a Namakam? I explained this when I taught Namakam. It's a long time ago, so we don't care to remember anyway. But Namakam means what? Nama, namaha, namaha, namaha is namo, 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 namaha is coming because of that. It is a Namakam. Very simple. No need to actually do any brain surgery to figure it out. But what is Namakam? If Chamakam is may that be, may cha means may that be mine, may that be mine. What is Namakam? What does Namaha mean? Salutations. But Namaha actually means not mine. Yeah. Not mine is the interpretation with the Bhakti Bhava, the Jnana Bhava, the realization of Namakam is, I am not just that, I am not just that, I am not just that. Means I am above and beyond that, I am above and beyond that. Bhakti Bhava is salutation, but the interpretation is, Na Maha means I am not just that. I am, here the I am means not you like Anand or Shekhar or anybody like that. The I is the supreme I we are talking about. The divine being is not just this, not just this, not just this, means it is above and beyond that. In that context, Chamakam means I am that too, I am that too, I am that too. Now you ask the question, how is it, sir, what is this, sir? First you say I am not just that, I am not just that. Then you say I am that too, I am that too. What is the context of these two? In very simple parlance, one is looking the glass half full and the other is looking glass half empty. Then only it becomes a full glass. You understand? So, when you're thinking about Namakam, what did we say in Namakam? Is because Namakam is purification of the thought. And then unification with everything around means what? I'm not just this body. I'm not just this mind. I'm not just this, I'm not just a male. I'm not just a female. I'm not just a Telugu guy. I'm not just coming from Guntur. I'm not just this. I'm not just this. I am above and beyond all this. Means what? Breaking all the bondages that are associated with the identification of the self, that is Namakam. Means what? I am not just this, I am not just the body, I am not just the thought, I am not just this individual, I am not just this community, I am not just, it is expansion consciousness. I am not just that means I am above and beyond means you are expanding, you are expanding, you are expanding, expanding. That purification of losing the association with the identity of the body and the mind needs to the expansion, and that expansion is unification, then becomes divinification, which is as automatically, if you have expanded yourself to so much, then you look at something and say, I am that too, I am that too, I am that too, I am in this, I am in that, I am that. I am that is perfect. I am is even perfect. I is perfection. So, Namakam, Chamakam, these three stand for the Sri Rudram is the essence of purity, unity, divinity. Purity, unity, divinity. This is the essence of the message of Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba. This is the Sri Rudram Namakam Chamakam is the essence of message of Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba. Purity, unity, divinity. What is purity? Purification of self. What does it mean, purification of self? Enama? Thought. How would we purify ourselves with the thought? You can all tell what there. I always tell you there is nothing right or wrong. Everything is right. Everything is not perfectly right. Okay, everything is right, but not perfectly right. So, what is purification? Good thoughts. How do we get purification? Is not good thought. Good thought means already pure only, right? Purification means what? What do you purify? See, listen, this is what is the question you have to ask. Purification means, purification of thought. What do we mean by purification of thought? Is thought something like, some kind of a bad cloth you put in a washer and you wash and it becomes pure or clean? Is thought like that? No. What is thought? The mind. What is mind? Is there something called, if I ask you to show your head, you show eyes, you show like this, like little fellows you play with it. Kannenge, like this they'll do. And then mukkenge, like this they'll show. Then you ask, mindenge. What will the kids say? Mindenge. And like, what is she talking? crazy? What is mind? Huh? Ask the little fellow, mind enge, mind, what will they say? First of all, you don't even ask them that question because you yourself don't know. So don't please ask a kid, where is the mind, what will they show? So what do you purify? How can you purify that does not exist even and you don't know how to take it and clean it? How can you do that? This is the essence of purification. Means you have to have some substance to purify. What is the substance to purify?
To bring in God.
Huh?
To bring in God.
Huh?
So that you cleanse yourself.
It's a very complex thing. I'm asking very simple question. How do, if you have a bad, really dirty clothes, what do you do?
Discriminate.
Wash it.
Wash it.
You wash it, right?
And then you put it, and then you hang it up.
You hang it up. You hang it up dry, right? Yeah. So,
Name of God.
huh?
Keep saying the name of God.
You are saying how to do it. I am asking what is it that you have to purify. You are asking how. You are saying bringing God, all that stuff is how. Singing the name is how you do it. But first of all, you need to know what it is that you have to purify before you think of doing what you have, before you thinking how to do that, right? So the purification is, what do you have to purify? You have to purify your senses. You have to purify your look. You have to purify your hearing. You have to purify your eating. You have to purify your speaking. You have to purify your feeling. You have to purify your touching. You have to purify the senses. That's what you can purify. Nothing else you can purify. You have control over purification of your looks. Bad looks? No. Good looks. See no evil, see what is good. Hear no evil, hear what is good. Speak no evil, speak what is good. Eat no evil, eat what is good. Walk no evil, walk what is good. Talk no evil, talk what is. Like what Swami says, and this is the way to God. What a simple mantra he has given. But we forget all that. Bad looks, chanting Om Namo Bhagavate Rudraya, thinking, what, this fellow is an idiot, all that kind of stuff. Then what happened? No purification of thought, no purification of thinking, no purification of looking, no purification of speaking, no purification of eating. So you got to ask the question, am I eating substance that is really offered to God with purity? And this is the reason why in olden days people never went and ate in hotels, restaurants, because you have no idea what material is brought to that place, who purchased that material, how they purchased it, how they cooked, with what thoughts and feeling they cooked, with what type of utensils they cooked. And now what happened? All of a sudden they say, hey, I have a control of what I can buy, how I can cook, how I am preparing the food and how it is served. And this is the reason why people never went and ate in restaurants and hotels. But today the culture has become so incredible that eating outside is something great because we have the money to spend. And is this what is called as a purification of senses? Now that doesn't mean throw all the restaurant businesses out of the, that's not what I am saying. How do we actually understand what we are even eating if we don't have concept of purification of bringing that substance into my stomach? Then you have no concept of purification of your thought. Fundamentally, thought starts with the type of food you eat. No question about that. Therefore, Bhagavan said, Yetti tindo yetti varshamo atti panta. First he said, so is the rain, such is the food. Now you got to ask the question, what is God saying? So is the rain, such is the food. How do we actually understand that? Because in olden days, when they invoked the rain, they used to do it with mantras and yajnas and yagas. That is how they invoked rain. They would pray to the Mother Nature to give the rain. And that prayers showered back. And that is how food was produced to begin with. But today, what is the concept of a rain giving us the food? Children won't even know where their food is coming from. Long time ago, God has already spoken in such simple words. Yetti varshamo atti panta. Etti panto atti tindi. So is the harvest. Such is the food that comes to your plate. So is the food that comes to your plate. Such is the burp that comes to your plate. You eat fish, you will get a fish burp. You eat a nice cucumber, that is cucumber dal or gongur papu, you will get a nice burp of that. And then, etti tepo atti talapu. So is the burp, such is the thought. So is the thought, such are the habits. So are the habits, such is the character. Such is the character, such is the society. So is the society, such is the community. So are the communities, such is the world. So is the world, such is the universe. Now you can understand where it is starting from is to invoking divinity to shower grace, to give the rain that produces pure harvest. Is this under our control, brothers and sisters? Is this under the control of all the people in the society? Is it or not? Huh? Yes or no?
Yes.
No? Yes.
Yes.
You don't have control of your own food?
Yes.
Yes. So what is this to do with Chamakam? I know you are all anxious. This is the only part that I cannot chant, Shekharji. Come on, get to how to chant this Chamakam. I know you want to get to that. But before you get to that Chamakam, you have to understand what is the context of this Chamakam. 338 times it would be said, Chame, 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 the entire Chamakam. Count how many times Namo comes in when you go back home. Okay? Sit down with your kid and mark how many times Namo comes in Namakam. So Chame, this Chame means, may that be mine. Means what? You are not asking God for something. You are saying it is already mine. I am that too. I am that too. Now this very first, before we start that, let's chant Trayambakam Mejamahe and then get into the Chamakam. I will start this thing. Any questions, comments before we going to do that? Huh? Yes, Chapel.
Why the third one, whenever we do the Namakam, only the third one, why
Oh, you mean Chamakam or Namakam?
Chamakam?
Oh, when we come to the third one, we will answer that question. Okay? It's a good question. Why we have to chant only that the third one, not any of the rest of the stuff, is the question. Okay. Any other questions? Very clear, huh? Everything is very clear. Wow. Okay. Huh?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. The very first mantra that we are going to chant starts with asking, saying Agna Vishnu Sajoshase Ma Vardhantu Vangiraha Jumnair Vajebihi Ragatam. Yan Uncle Solango. Here, somebody asked the question. Huh? Hey, oh, Soham, come here, da. Why you are feeling so lonely today, huh? Come, sit in the front, sit next to Om. Sit next to Om. Happy New Year. Hello. Okay. Agna Vishnu sa Joshase Ma Vardhantu Vangiraha Dyumnair Vaje Bhihi Ragatam. You might have noticed during this Atirudram we started saying Sri Saishwaraya Namaha instead of Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. The reason for that is when you think of Guru, it is a concept of people having their own Guru. But Sai is the self. Invoke yourself, Sri Saishwaraya Namaha, who is inside you. So, let's start with Sri Saishwaraya Namaha Hari Om. I was thinking you will repeat, sorry. श्री श्री साईश्वराय अग्नाविष्णु सजोषसे मावर्धन्तु वाङ्गिरः one is down जुम्नैर्वाजेभिरागतम् अग्नाविष्णु सजोषसे मावर्धन्तु वाङ्गिरः जुम्नैर्वाजेभिरागतम् जुम्नैर्वाजेभिरागतम् Try. Just look and try. Just look at the words and try. No problem. If you can't say it perfectly, no problem. Swami won't say anything. It's just like trying bicycling. Okay? If you try it, you will get it. If you don't try the bicycling because you are afraid you will be falling, will you ever be able to try bicycling? You will fall when you learn bicycling. How to balance on two wheels, it is bound to be that you will fall. But you don't stop bicycling because you have the fear of falling. Huh? Similarly with this also. Okay? So you can try. Okay? Okay. Agna-vishnu sajoshase मावर्धन्तु वाङ्गिरः जुम्नैर्वाजेभिरागतम् अग्नाविष्णु सजोषसे मावर्धन्तु वाङ्गिरः जुम्नैर्वाजेभिरागतम् अग्नाविष्णु सजोषसे मावर्धन्तु वाङ्गिरः जुम्नैर्वाजेभिरागतम् वाजश्च मे प्रसवश्च मे प्रयतिश्च मे प्रसिद्धिश्च मे धीतिश्च मे क्रतुश्च मे स्वरश्च मे श्लोकश्च मे श्रावश्च मे श्रुतिश्च मे ज्योतिश्च मे शुभश्च मे ज्योतिश्च मे शुभश्च मे प्राणश्च me, panascha me.
Pranascha me, panascha me. Pranascha me, panascha me.
Pranascha me, panascha me. See, what I am saying is pranascha, it is easy to, because the mind doesn't know when it goes down, when it stays flat. You have to pay attention to that. This is the tendency. Pranascha me, panascha me, everything, everybody is doing whatever they want. But there is a swara to that. So, pranascha me, panascha me.
Pranascha me, panascha me. Pranascha me, panascha me.
Jnanascha me, suscha me.
Jnanascha me, suscha me. Jnanascha me, suscha me.
Jnanascha me, suscha me.
Jnanascha me, suscha
Cha is down.
Jnanascha me, suscha me.
Chittancha ma'adhitancha me.
Chittam cha ma'adhitam cha me. Chittam cha ma'adhitam cha me.
Vakcha me, manascha me.
Vakcha me, manascha me. Vakcha me, manascha me.
Chakshuscha me, shrotrancha me.
Chakshuscha me, shrotram cha me. Chakshuscha me, shrotram cha me.
Chakshuscha me, shrotrancha me.
Chakshuscha me, shrotram cha me. Chakshuscha me, shrotram cha me.
Dakshascha me, balancha mavojascha me.
Dakshascha me, balam cha mavojascha me. Dakshascha me, balam cha mavojascha me.
Sahascha ma'ayuscha me.
Sahascha ma'ayuscha me. Sahascha ma'ayuscha me.
Jaracha ma'atma cha me.
Jaracha ma'atma cha me. Jaracha ma'atma cha me.
Jaracha ma'atma cha me.
Jaracha ma'atma cha me. Jaracha
Ma'atma cha
me.
Tanuscha me, sharma cha me.
Tanuscha me, sharma cha me. Tanuscha me, sharma cha me.
Varma cha me.
Varma cha me. Varma cha me.
Angani cha me.
Angani cha me. Angani cha me.
So when you chant that together, sarma cha me, varma cha me, angani cha me.
Sharma cha me. Varma cha me. Angani cha me. Sharma cha me. Varma cha me.
Angani cha me, sthani cha me.
Sthani cha me. Sthani cha me.
It's actually asthani cha me. That's but because it comes together, jointed, not broken up. That's why it sounds as sthani cha me, but it is asthani cha me. Okay? Parugum shi cha me.
Parugum shi cha me. Parugum shi cha me.
Sharirani cha me.
Sharirani cha me. Sharirani cha me.
Agra Vishnu sajosha sema vardhantu bhangiraha vyumnair vaje viragatam वाजश्च मे प्रसवश्च मे प्रयतिश्च मे प्रसिद्धिश्च मे धीतिश्च मे क्रतुश्च मे स्वरश्च मे श्लोकश्च मे श्रावश्च मे श्रुतिश्च मे ज्योतिश्च मे शुभश्च मे प्राणश्च मे पानश्च मे व्यानश्च मे सुश्च मे चित्तञ्च माधीतञ्च मे वाक्च मे मनश्च मे चक्षुश्च मे श्रोत्रञ्च मे दक्षश्च मे बलञ्च मवोजश्च मे सहश्च आयुश्च मे जरा च आत्मा च मे तनुश्च मे शर्म च मे वर्म च मे अङ्गानि च मे स्थानि च मे परुगुंसि च मे शरीराणि च मे शरीराणि च मे. I know this is difficult because there is no way you can figure out where the may is up or down or flat. Mostly it is flat or down only, never up. But while chant the Vajascha one more time. वाजश्च मे प्रसवश्च मे प्रयतिश्च मे प्रसिद्धिश्च मे धीतिश्च मे क्रतुश्च मे स्वरश्च मे श्लोकश्च मे श्रावश्च मे श्रुतिश्च मे ज्योतिश्च मे शुभश्च मे प्राणश्च मे पानश्च मे व्यानश्च मे सुश्च मे चित्तञ्च आधीतञ्च मे वाक्च मे मनश्च मे चक्षुश्च मे श्रोत्रञ्च मे दक्षश्च मे बलञ्च मवोजश्च मे सहश्च आयुश्च मे जरा च आत्मा च मे तनुश्च मे शर्म च मे वर्म च मे अङ्गानि च मे स्थानि च मे परुगुंसि च मे शरीराणि च मे. वाजश्च मे प्रयतिश्च मे प्रसिद्धिश्च मे धीतिश्च मे स्वरश्च मे शुभश्च मे ज्ञानश्च मे सुश्च मे चित्तञ्च आधीतञ्च मे वाक्च मे मनश्च मे चक्षुश्च मे श्रोत्रञ्च मे दक्षश्च मे बलञ्च मवोजश्च मे सहश्च आयुश्च मे. Okay. See, there is a pattern to this. If you look at this carefully, if you break it as couplets, you will know the very first two couplets, the first me is flat, the second is down. Second one, first one is down, second one is flat. Third one, both of them are down. Next, see, now like that you have to figure out a pattern. Once you start chanting, practicing, automatically that pattern gets into the head. So when you are looking at this, there is, when I tell the meaning, you can understand why some of them are down, why some of them are flat. There is a inner intent to that. Vajascha me prasavascha me prayatischa me prasitescha me dhitescha me. No, chant, don't stop, because I said everybody chant, hello, Vajascha me. All the men, do the ladies want to listen how perfect men are? Okay, let's have all the men chant now. Vajascha me, flat first. Shall I tell you something? You are chanting as if you have already learned this 500 years ago. Please chant slowly so that you will get the intonation correctly. Vajascha me prasavascha me prajatischa me prasitescha me dhitescha me kratoscha me swarascha me slokascha me shravascha me shrutescha me jyotescha me suvascha me pranascha me panascha me vyanascha me suscha me chittancha maadhitancha me vakcha me manascha me chakshuscha me srotrancha me dakshascha me balancha mavojascha me sagascha maayuscha me jaracha mahatmacha me tanuscha me sarmacha me varmacha me ngamicha me sthanicha me parugumshicha me shariranicha me. Only gents. Okay, slowly in that speed. Not vajascha me prasavascha me. Not ready yet. Okay, chant slower, please. Yes. Vajascha me, flat da. Inna. Okay. One, start again. Starting trouble. Okay. Let's hear. Vajascha me, prasavascha me, prayatischa me, prasitescha me. No playing. Sit properly. Kratuscha me, swarascha me, slokascha me, shravascha me.